Yo, one more thing I'm gonna add to this part two of this video that I just did a few minutes ago about, not letting anybody convince you that God don't love you. I'm gonna tell you what happens when you start taking the element of God, when you start taking the creator out of content. I'm out doing some work right now, but look, I had to come and step aside and drop this video real quick. Now, from my experience, and this is just my experience, once you start deleting God out of your life, something else, in my experience, this is just along my journey, something else has to take over. You know what I mean? Something else has to take over. So in San Bernardino right now, I just so happened to catch by just walking past somewhere that there's a school shooting in San Bernardino. I had to step aside to make this video real quick. So there's a school shooting in San Bernardino. They been took God out the school. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I mentioned something on Facebook yesterday. I wrote this quote, and when I write these quotes, they come straight from me. I'll just be hearing from God, and it's all common sense. It's like we are creatures born into a planet, and we're only here for a temporary moment. How in the hell do we think we own the natural resources on this planet? See, what happens is we start boss dogging, taking God out of everything, but you're gonna have to replace it with something. So when you replace it, and if you don't replace it, be careful, because something's gonna step in the place of it. So anyway, just to add to that, be careful who you allow in your life and who you allow in your subconscious mind to start telling you that God don't love you. Can you imagine that? You know how many suicides it'll be? Do you know how many you will be walking over dead bodies in the street because people are already having enough time trusting and believing in something bigger than them? You know what I'm saying? Because we get to a certain place where we don't feel good every day. So we gotta reach out to what they refer to as the higher power. We gotta reach out to other people. Who's hopefully feeling like they can give an encouraging word so that you can keep going another day. Don't you let nobody convince you that God don't love you. This is the realest thing I've ever said in my life. God bless y'all. We out. It's your boy Elijah Music Man in the building. We getting it in.